Welcome to Fairy Tales English Journey. Have you ever wanted something so much that you forgot everything else? Today we explore a famous story about a young girl and her magical shoes. This tale teaches us important lessons about obsession and vanity. Let us begin our English learning adventure with this dark warning. Our story begins in a small village many years ago. A young girl named Karen lived there. She was very poor and had no shoes to wear during the cold winter. Her feet were always bare and freezing. Despite her poverty, Karen was a beautiful child with bright eyes and lovely blonde hair. An old shoemaker in the village felt sorry for the little girl. The kind woman found some pieces of red cloth and sewed them together. She made a simple pair of red shoes for Karen. The shoes were not perfect, but Karen loved them very much. She wore them every single day proudly. On the day her mother passed away, Karen wore the red shoes. It was not proper to wear bright colors to a sad event. However, Karen had no other shoes to protect her feet. An old lady in a large carriage saw the young girl walking behind the coffin in her red shoes. The wealthy old lady felt deep pity for the poor orphan. She decided to adopt Karen and take her to live in her grand house. The old lady thought the red shoes were ugly and threw them into the fire. Karen was very sad to lose her favorite shoes, but she stayed quiet. Karen now lived a life of comfort and wealth. She received beautiful dresses and fine food every day. The old lady treated her like a real daughter. People often told Karen how pretty she was. Slowly, the young girl began to care only about her appearance. She became very vain and quite proud. One day, the queen traveled through the town with her little princess. Everyone gathered to see the royal family. Karen stood in the crowd and stared at the princess. The princess wore a pair of beautiful red leather shoes. Karen had never seen anything so lovely. She wanted red shoes just like those. When Karen grew older, it was time for her confirmation at the church. This was a very important and serious event. The old lady took Karen to a rich shoemaker to buy special shoes for the ceremony. Karen saw a pair of shiny red shoes in the shop window and wanted them immediately. The old lady had poor eyesight and could not see the color of the shoes. She thought they were proper black shoes for the church. Karen did not tell her the truth. She bought the red shoes and put them on her feet. She was thrilled to have beautiful red shoes once again. On the day of the ceremony, Karen walked into the church. Everyone stared at her bright red shoes. It was very wrong to wear such flashy shoes to a sacred place. Karen did not care about the solemn ceremony at all. She only thought about how beautiful her red shoes looked that day. Even the old bishop noticed the inappropriate shoes during the service. Karen paid no attention to his words or the prayers. Her mind was completely focused on her feet. She felt proud that everyone was looking at her. Her vanity had grown so large that it blinded her to everything else around her. After the church service, the old lady found out about the red shoes. People told her what Karen had done. The old lady was very angry and scolded Karen. She told the girl to never wear the red shoes to church again. Karen nodded, but she secretly completely disagreed with the old lady. The following Sunday, Karen had to go to church again. She looked at her plain black shoes and then at her beautiful red shoes. Her desire to look pretty was too strong. She ignored the warning and put the red shoes on her feet. She walked out of the house feeling very proud. As Karen approached the church doors, she met an old soldier with a long beard. He leaned down and tapped the soles of her red shoes. He said they were beautiful shoes for dancing. He told the shoes to stick fast to her feet when she danced. Karen felt a strange chill inside. After the service, Karen walked out of the church. The old soldier looked at her and said, "What beautiful dancing shoes." Suddenly, Karen felt an uncontrollable urge to dance. She took one step and then another. Before she knew it, she was dancing wildly in the street. She could not stop her feet. The coachman had to catch Karen and carry her into the carriage. Even inside the carriage, her feet continued to dance. She kicked the old lady by accident. Finally, they managed to take the shoes off her feet. Karen was exhausted and terrified. The red shoes were locked away in a dark cupboard. Some time later, the kind old lady became very ill. The doctor said she needed constant care and quiet rest. Karen was supposed to stay by her side and nurse her back to health. It was her duty to care for the woman who had saved her from poverty. But Karen felt very restless. A grand ball was taking place in the town that same night. Karen heard the beautiful music playing in the distance. She looked at the cupboard where the red shoes were hidden. She thought about dancing and showing off her beautiful dress. Her vanity and obsession completely took over her mind once again. Karen abandoned the sick old lady and unlocked the cupboard. She put the red shoes on her feet and ran to the ball. She thought she would just dance for a little while. But as soon as she started dancing, the shoes took complete control. She could not choose her own steps at all. When Karen wanted to dance to the right, the shoes danced to the left. When she wanted to go up the stairs, the shoes danced down into the street. The shoes forced her out of the town gates and into the dark forest. Karen was trapped in a terrible magical dance without any rest. She danced through the dark woods feeling cold and scared. Her beautiful dress was torn by the sharp branches. Her feet bled, but the shoes would not let her stop. She realized too late that she had made a terrible mistake. Her obsession with the red shoes had brought her to this awful punishment. Karen danced past the church where she had been so proud. She saw an angel standing at the door with a bright sword. The angel told her she must dance until she became pale and cold. She must dance as a warning to all vain children. Karen cried out for mercy but could not. The red shoes carried her away before she could hear the angel speak again. She danced over fields and meadows in the rain and the sunshine. She danced through the night and into the day. There was no rest for the exhausted girl. The cursed shoes forced her to keep moving forward without stopping. One morning she danced past the house of the old lady. She heard sad music and saw people crying. She knew the kind old lady had passed away. Karen felt a heavy weight of guilt in her heart. She had abandoned the woman who loved her just to wear her pretty red shoes. Karen danced toward the executioner house outside the town. She begged him to help her. She asked him to cut off her feet so she could finally stop dancing. The executioner felt pity for the weeping girl. He raised his sharp axe and cut off her feet with the red shoes still attached firmly. The wooden feet and the red shoes continued to dance away into the deep forest. The executioner made wooden legs and crutches for Karen. He taught her a song of repentance. Karen kissed the hand that had held the axe. She limped away, feeling completely broken, but finally free from the cursed red shoes. Karen wanted to go to the church to pray and ask for forgiveness. But every time she approached the church doors, the dancing red shoes appeared before her. They blocked her path and terrified her. She realized her heart was still not pure enough to enter the sacred place. She turned away in tears. She went to the home of the local minister and begged for work. She promised to be hardworking and humble. She did not want any money, just a quiet place to live and learn. The minister and his wife took her in. They were kind people who saw the true sorrow in her eyes. Karen worked very hard every single day. She cleaned the house and helped the poor. She never thought about beautiful clothes or shiny shoes again. She listened quietly when the minister read from the holy book. The children loved her, but she always told them to avoid vanity and pride. She learned her lesson. On Sundays, the family went to church. They asked Karen to come with them. But Karen looked at her wooden legs and remembered her past sins. She felt she was not worthy to join them. She stayed alone in her small room and prayed with a sincere heart. She truly regretted her selfish actions. One Sunday, as she prayed alone in her room, a miracle happened. The walls of her small room seemed to open up. She heard the beautiful sound of the church organ playing. She saw the bright sunshine filling the room. The angel with the sword appeared again, but this time he held a beautiful green branch. The angel smiled at Karen and touched her with the green branch. A feeling of immense peace washed over her soul. Her heart was filled with so much joy and light that it broke. Her spirit flew up to heaven on a ray of sunshine. No one there ever asked about the red shoes. This story of the red shoes is a very powerful fairy tale. It was written by Hans Christian Andersen many years ago. It is a dark warning about the dangers of obsession and vanity. When we care too much about our appearance, we can lose sight of what is truly important in our lives. Karen's obsession with the red shoes made her blind to everything else. She ignored the rules of the church and the feelings of others. She even abandoned the sick old lady who had saved her life. Her desire to look beautiful and wealthy destroyed her sense of duty and her ability to feel compassion. The red shoes represent the things in life that distract us from being good people. They symbolize our selfish desires and our pride. When we let these desires control us, we lose our freedom. Just like Karen, we become trapped in a never-ending dance of wanting more and more things to make us happy. Learning English through stories like this helps us understand deep emotional concepts. Words like vanity, obsession, and repentance are very important to know. Vanity means having too much pride in your own appearance. Obsession means thinking about one thing all the time. Repentance means feeling sorry for doing something wrong and wanting to change. Let us practice these new English words together right now. Can you say the word vanity out loud? It is spelled V-A-N-I-T-Y. Now try to say the word obsession. It is spelled O-B-S-E-S-S-S-S-I-O-N. Good job practicing your English vocabulary with us today. Notice how Karen changed throughout the story. At first, she was an innocent poor girl who just wanted warm feet. But wealth and praise changed her heart. She became proud and selfish. This character development is a common theme in classic literature. It warns us that wealth can sometimes corrupt a good and pure heart. The punishment in this fairy tale seems very harsh to modern readers. Cutting off her feet is a terrifying consequence. But in older times, stories used extreme punishments to teach strong moral lessons to children. The strict rules of society were enforced through these dark and frightening tales of magic and terrible physical consequences. Despite the dark elements, the story ends with a message of hope and forgiveness. Karen finds peace through hard work and true humility. She learns to value a pure heart over beautiful clothes. Her soul is finally saved when she truly understands her mistakes. This shows that it is never too late to change. When you read English stories, try to look for the moral lesson. Ask yourself what the author wants you to learn. Hans Christian Andersen wanted his readers to be humble and kind. He wanted them to respect their elders and focus on inner beauty rather than outer appearance. Inner beauty is what truly matters most. Let us review the story one more time to practice our listening skills. A poor girl named Karen gets a pair of red shoes. She becomes obsessed with them and wears them to church. She abandons her sick mother figure to go dancing. The shoes are cursed and force her to dance without any rest. To stop the dancing, she has her feet removed. She repents and works hard as a humble servant. Eventually, her sincere prayers bring an angel who forgives her. Her soul goes to heaven in peace. This summary helps you remember the main plot points while practicing your English comprehension skills in a simple way. Storytelling is a wonderful way to improve your English fluency. When you listen to a story, your brain naturally absorbs the grammar and vocabulary. You learn how sentences are structured without having to memorize boring rules. You also learn how to express emotions and describe complex situations using descriptive and engaging English words naturally. Try telling the story of the red shoes to a friend or family member. Use simple English sentences to explain the plot. Describe how Karen felt when she first got the shoes. Explain why the shoes were cursed. Practicing speaking out loud will build your confidence and help you remember the new vocabulary words. Fairy tales often use magic to represent real-life problems. The magical dancing shoes are a metaphor for addiction and loss of control. When you learn English metaphors, you unlock a higher level of language understanding. A metaphor is a figure of speech that describes an object or action in a non-literal way. We hope you enjoyed this dark but meaningful fairy tale today. The story of the red shoes is unforgettable and full of rich vocabulary. It reminds us to stay humble and appreciate the love of our family and friends. Do not let shiny things distract you from being a kind and caring human being. Thank you for joining Fairy Tales English Journey for this lesson. We love sharing these classic stories with you to help you learn English. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment below. Tell us what you think about Karen and her red shoes. Did she deserve her terrible punishment or not? Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more English learning adventures. We have many more fairy tales and classic stories to share with you. Each video is designed to improve your listening skills and expand your vocabulary. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story from our magical channel. Keep practicing your English every day and never give up. Reading and listening to stories will make your language journey fun and exciting. Until next time, stay humble, stay kind, and keep learning. Goodbye from Fairy Tales English Journey, and we will see you in the next beautiful storybook adventure very soon, my friends.